Good morning, I'm Bill Woods.
And I'm Kelly Morgan. Welcome to 10's Early News. Well, the battering of US stocks continues. Bank shares have been hit hardest as more bad news emerged from mortgage lenders about the extent of loan delinquencies.
We're joined by reporter Kelly Morgan. And Kelly, what's the situation there right now?
Yes, good evening, Kath. There are still 14 communities under direct fire threat this evening, and we've got around 400 fire trucks out there battling these blazes which continue to ravage the state of Victoria. Here in Belgrade, in the Dandenongs, where dense bushland meets residential properties, there are still embers. Over in the hills over here, I can see embers burning, and it's very difficult to tell whether they're embers or house lights. There are residents down there trying to save their homes tonight.
Kelly Morgan of Australia's Channel 10 News.
Yes, hi Mark. Look, I'm at one of the recovery centres that have been set up in the state of Victoria to help the 5,000 plus people who've been left homeless by these bushfires. You can probably see here we've got some tents set up providing shelter. Shelter's the most crucial thing for these people at the moment, but these recovery centres are also providing food and also a point where people can check on loved ones, families and friends who remain missing. We still have hundreds of people unaccounted for. As an example, there's a small township of Marysville just down the road from here. It was completely obliterated.
There's now been a second day of dramatic developments.
Indeed, Mel, and these have been landmark verdicts. The jury finding that a homegrown terror cell did exist in Australia. They found that it was led by Abdul Nasser Ben Brika and consisted of 8 members. There was no specific home base and no name for Australia's first terror cell led by Abdul Nasser Ben Brika. His lawyers said Ben Brika was all talk, no action, but the talk was terror. They're turning up in some rather interesting looking limos. We've seen a stretch Hummer and a Cadillac, and as you saw just now, a rather, I don't know what it was, but it was an old car and looked very shiny. So yeah, everyone's looking really good this year. Well, good evening from the Werribee Open Range Zoo, a fantastic place. Isn't it just an incredible sight? The zoo is preparing for its annual Rhythm of Africa season, which gets underway this weekend. Every Saturday and Sunday nights, you can come out to this fantastic place, see the animals at their absolute best, and then be entertained by everything African. Yes, thanks, Helen, and Happy New Year, everyone. We've certainly put on some fine recovery weather, haven't we? Not much sunshine around to drag you off the couch. Mind you, down here in blowy old St Kilda, there are quite a few people around. Have a look at these guys out here. They're swimming. It is absolutely freezing down here. It has been an overcast day. Those clouds, though, did deliver a bit of rain for us this morning and then again this afternoon. Temperature's not too bad, though. We had a top of 24 in the city at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's still 23 in the city at the moment. Those winds are blowing from the west. They will have something to be curious about over the next 3 months because the zoo is putting on its annual Rhythm of Africa season, which celebrates everything African from music to dance right through to food and wine. Now, it all kicks off on this weekend. They're very curious down there, goodness me. Okay, Mel, and I'll have full weather details right after sport. Back to you, Mel. Woo!
Adding to their personal losses, many are trying to cope with the deaths of family or friends, as well as the horrifying memory of their own escape.
They're refugees in their own state. The only home these devastated families have is a school in Alexandra. Hundreds of victims from Marysville, Buxton and Narberthong have sought shelter, shattered people needing a bed, food and to find out about loved ones still missing.
Everybody that you hear's died, we know them all. They're all their friends, their neighbours, their mothers and fathers. It's incredible.
Sarah Light owned a B&B in Marysville. It's gone, as have 5 other family properties. Do you know what you're doing the next hour, let alone the next day or two?
No. Play it by ear. Keep the family together.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the whole family's been affected by this.
Yep.
Emotions spilling over as the Prime Minister arrived to learn of the devastation himself.
Everything I ever owned and known is just gone. I can't believe it.
It's going to be all right.
We'll help you rebuild. It's going to take a while, and for every community.
It's not fair for good people. Good people don't deserve this.
Stories from the survivors are harrowing and haunting. So many only just escaped while helping others.
A tree fell on a car and squashed a lady in a car, and I ran up the road and just blisters from my thongs because I was wearing thongs.
This emergency team was the last one out of Marysville alive.
Did a quick U-turn and went back, and luckily we did because, you know, there was probably 10 families there and all the sheds close to that house have gone.
Learning about those killed, bringing grief beyond words. Among them a couple, their children are now orphans. The secondary college will remain closed for at least the next 2 days so that relief efforts can continue here. With fires still raging in this area, it is expected that many more people are still going to need relief yet.